What's up, you majestic what the fluffs? I'm Tyler.
And I'm Shorty.
And we are the Inner Idiots.
This podcast contains graphic language, violence, and other things that you probably should not let your children listen to. Please enjoy.
Don't adjust your listening devices. You hear it right. Put your ugly kids to bed. It's time for the Inner Idiot. It ain't wet from sweating. We ain't done yet, so don't sweat the technique. I am your host, Tyler Havlin, and I might still be drunk from last night.
Oh boy, he's hammered.
Yay! Birthday weekend, people. It was great. So today we're going to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. We're just going to nerd it up today.
Yay!
And who better to help me nerd things up than my wonderful co-host, the Lord that's never bored, the commander of the comic books, with his shirt allergies and all. That's right, his nipples are showing. Shorty fresh in the flesh. 2 claps and a Ric Flair for Lord Shorty Hoffman. Woo!
Here I am. Yes, I love the nerds.
Dude, nerding it up's the best.
That's right.
We're going to jump right into it. Today's top 5.
Yep.
This is my top 5 favorite comic book / superhero movies.
Good. I'm excited.
Now, number 5 is Blank Man.
Who?
Blank Man.
Blank Man?
Yes. He is holding it down for all the handicaps out there. Check out Blank Man.
This is a movie?
Yes. Do you remember In Living Color?
Yeah.
Damon Wayans. Blank Man.
The only thing I can remember that is fucking, what's his name? The handy-capable guy. You know who I'm talking about? Is that his name?
I don't know.
Never underestimate the power of the handicap. And he's a fucking superhero?
Yep, that's him.
That's it. That's Blank Man?
Blank Man.
Blank Man. I did not know his name. I just remember that specific scene.
We brought that up last night. It was after you left. We started talking about like Blank Man and In Living Color.
Yeah,
and
In Living
SNL.
Color was fucking great.
Dude, it was. And people don't realize like how groundbreaking In Living Color was.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There will never be another, what is it, sketch comedy show
No.
as good as In Living
Hell
Color.
no. Homie, don't play that.
Number 4 is Watchmen. Dude, I think it was done beautifully. Like, it was a great story. It was long. I like my superhero movies long.
They did the movie. They did the comic books justice. Like that was one of the big things. Is like, they changed very little of what the comic book was and adding to it, or taking a few things away and just bringing in their own flair. Like that was really cool. So watching the adjusting, like adjusting it appropriately for film and stuff like that, they did very well.
And it was my first introduction to the Watchmen, because before the movie I had no clue.
It was a lot of people's first introductions. People were like, "Who the hell are the Watchmen?"
And you just kind of realize like how much comic books actually reach into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, kind of along the same lines, V for Vendetta. The whole scene when he just goes off on that V speech, where all the words start with V, made my dick so fucking hard. Dude, it was great.
I used to know it by heart.
And it's another one of those movies that really like speaks to the social climate of the world at times. Like,
yeah, and it's still applicable or applicable, whatever the fucking word is. It still can be applied today.
Yeah,
like it's so good.
Number 2 was the first Wonder Woman, not the first, but the first one with Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot, yeah.
And the fucking her theme music in these movies.
So good.
It's the best hype music there is. And
you're absolutely right.
Number 1 is Snyder Cut Justice League. I watched this shit yesterday morning. I woke up early on a day. I knew it was going to be a long day. I was off. It's like, nope, I got to wake up early so I can watch this shit. And let me tell you what, I want to tear up thinking about it. It was so good. So for you, those of you that say, oh, the first Justice League, look, you gotta watch the Snyder Cut. We're gonna try not to spoil anything, but it was so much better. So anybody that tells you like, oh, it's the same movie, they're just no. 80% of this fucking movie is new.
I would say like 90%, bro.
Dude, it was so good. All right, let's hear your list.
All right, so my number 5 is Watchmen.
Great
Like,
minds.
off the fucking rip. My number 4 is Age of Ultron. And more specifically, just one fucking scene in it. The very last scene where Ultron and Vision are discussing like the way of humanity and stuff like that. And Ultron is like trying to save the world by killing everybody and removing their fucking free will and shit. And Vision's like, yeah, they're going to destroy themselves, but that they are going to do it, not you. Like, their whole dialogue between two machines talking about humanity, like, is a really weird perspective that I absolutely love. The writing for that single scene is so goddamn good.
Never thought about that.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's fucking, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Sin City.
That was good.
It's such a good movie. They do such a great job, like, even the color aspects of it, because the way Frank Miller writes and draws his comic books have always been very washed and stuff like that. So they did the movie very, washed and, black and white with sporadic color just to show inflection upon one thing and enhancing that one thing, like the blood and fucking dude, it's gold. I can't remember his fucking name. But yeah, like all the few characters or whatever, when color comes up, that's important. That's such a big thing. What was that, number 3? Number 2 is Justice League, like the new one, the Snyder Cut Justice League. It
didn't take the one spot?
No, it didn't take the one spot. And I mean, give it time. This list has changed over the years, you know what I'm saying? Like, the older I get, the more I appreciate certain things. When I was younger, my superhero movie list was way different. Mainly because there's more out now. But anyway, no, like you said, dude, Justice League did it fucking a wonderful job. Snyder Cut is an art of a filmmaker. Like, dude,
it's hard not to give shit away.
Dude, at the end of the movie, I'm just going to say this. Like, at the end of the movie, with me being such a huge fan and the things that I've talked about on this show, like, and even just talk about in general public, and whenever we bring up comic books and stuff like that, when I talk about my favorite superheroes and stuff like that, everybody knows my favorite superheroes are the lineup of the Justice League. And somebody like Camden, he was up here in the office playing video games on the computer, and he heard just music playing, so he knew it was the credit scene or the credits. So he comes out there, and like he can barely see my face, and he's like, "Was it good?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Come out to the sound of you sobbing.
He's like, "Are you fucking crying?" I was like, "Fuck off." And he's like, he says, "Was it that good?" And I'm like, "It hit my fucking feels, bro." And we go downstairs. I'm like, dude, this movie delivered on everything that I've wanted the Justice League to be. I was like, and the best part is I'm like, they have the opportunity to fucking push forward. If they
didn't, then it would be a waste.
It would be, dude. Like, somebody who has waited like every bit of 20 fucking years for a film like this, like, it's everything that I needed. Anyway, moving on. Number 1 is The Crow with Brandon Lee. That is obviously it. I bought the first issue probably about 8 years ago, even though it's been out of print for fucking years. James O'Barr, I got to go see him at a convention. He's the guy who wrote Andrew, the comic book.
So that started as a comic first?
Yeah.
It wasn't vice versa?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
See, there's a lot of films and stuff like that. People don't know that fucking, what's it called? Umbrella Academy is a comic book.
That one I knew. And dude, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I haven't got around to season 2 yet, but season 1 was
See, I've never watched the TV show because I didn't like the comic book at all. I hated the comic book. Oh yeah. Well, it's like The Walking Dead. I read probably 3 issues of The Walking Dead and then didn't read any further because I didn't like it. But I've never been a zombie fan. So like, people are like, "Oh man, this new zombie show's out and it's really good." And I'm like, "What's it called?" And they're like, "Walking Dead." I'm like, "It's a fucking comic book. Get the fuck out of here." Yeah, there's a handful, like Lucifer. People didn't know that was a comic book either. Like, that's based off of a comic book. And like, my ex-girlfriend was watching it and was like, "Oh my god, this is such a good show." And I was like, "What's it about?" And she goes, "Oh, Lucifer Morningstar, blah blah blah. There's this girl named Maeve in it." And I'm like, keep naming characters, and she started naming characters, and I was like, all right. So I sat down and watched like a random episode with her, and at the end of it, it says characters based on DC Comics, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
I feel like they did a good job with that show, though.
They did.
It's funny.
They did, and the best part is like Lucifer Morningstar. Like that's one of the few things Neil Gaiman doesn't get enough credit for, because he kind of created the whole Valiant. I believe is the name of it. I might be wrong. I don't know. But the Valiant universe or whatever was the or Vertigo. Sorry, that's the name of it. Valiant's a different publishing. Yeah. Vertigo is a lot of the Sandman universe and ties to the Endless and stuff like that. And Lucifer Morningstar is a part of that. And like I was always kind of waiting for like John Constantine to come in. Like that's another movie that doesn't like when the first Constantine movie came out with Keanu Reeves. People didn't know that was a fucking comic book.
Right.
That was a comic. Fuck. What else? Other movies?
I'm actually watching a show right now that's based on a comic, Snowpiercer. Have you seen that yet?
No, and I didn't read that book either.
It's pretty dope, though. I watched the movie of it a couple years ago with Chris Evans, and now I'm watching the series. The series is still fairly new. It's pretty good. Check it out, man.
Well, there's a lot of films and stuff like that, like especially now because they're getting in the weird shit, like that Vin Diesel movie Bloodshot.
I have no desire to see it.
Well, neither do I, because, again, like, when the comic book came out, I didn't even read it because I'm like, this doesn't sound like anything I'd be into, so I just skipped over it. So, I mean, like, there's a handful, like, now we're getting into shit that I haven't read, and some of the shit, fucking, what was it? God damn it. There's another one that's out that somebody, like, I was like, I've never heard of it. And they're like, what do you mean you've never heard of it? You know everything about comic books. I'm like, motherfucker, like, do you know how much there is? Like, there is no human possible way that I can know everything about comics. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I wish I did. Fuck.
Let's circle back to Snyder Cut before the break real quick. Ben Affleck, there is not enough love for him as Batman in this world.
No, fuck no, there isn't.
And a fun fact, and you're probably going to know the answer to this, but Batman is not the first superhero that Ben Affleck has played. It's not the second superhero. Do you know all the superheroes that Ben Affleck has played? I can name 3.
Well, the one off the top of my head is fucking Daredevil.
Which I actually liked that Daredevil movie.
The writing was bad. As a kid, I loved it. As an adult, I didn't. Let's see. The second superhero that he was.
So he's been Batman, Daredevil.
And who else?
And he's been Superman.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was never released, but yes, he was...
No, the movie was about the original guy who played Superman.
Keanu, or fucking...
Not Christopher Reeves. The old show. I want to say the movie is called Hollywoodland, I think. And it's about the original actor who played Superman and, like, his tragic life and shit. But yes, Ben Affleck has been Superman on the big screen before. But
I remember seeing pictures of him being Superman. I don't remember him like actually playing like. And I guess that would have been a hell of a distinction, because I would have asked like, or if I would have known that, I would have said, oh, "Fuck, there's probably a dozen he's been." But, like, whether he was actually Clark Kent, Kal-El, you know what I'm saying? Like that would have been a thing. What's the movie called?
Hollywoodland, I believe. The new Superman, the guy who plays him, just happens
Henry Cavill, dude.
I'm talking about the new show. He just happens to be named Tyler.
Really?
Yep. Just saying. So, on that note, we're going to take a break, smoke about it. I'm going to try and get unhung over. And we're going to come back and talk about one of the cities close to the inner idiot's heart.
Okay.
Yay.
Hey, Ty, if you wanted to make a podcast, how would you do it?
Spotify Podcasters app, of course. Or hell, even the website.
Do they have any way you can edit audio and help with organizing your episodes?
All that and more. You can reach out to listeners and have feedback with their Q&A feature, and it distributes it to all other major places you listen to podcasts.
I just looked, and they got a video podcast set up and editing tools here, too.
So all you got to do is sign up at SpotifyForPodcasters.com or get the app and you're done.
Damn, it's just that easy.
It is March 21st, 2000, dumb, and I am a year older today. I've been a year older for like 2 days now.
Oh, man.
I'm getting old, dude. 37? Whew. Now, to toot my own horn, nobody says you look 37. I always get early 30s, late 20s.
Oh, that's nice.
It is nice. If I lost weight, maybe I'd look more like my age. But my fat keeps me young looking.
Is that right?
That's what I'm going with.
Oh, okay.
Maybe if I was thinner, I'd have more wrinkles or something. I don't know. I mean, I got the mentality of a 16-year-old, so we're good there.
Right.
I'm just forever young. All right, but today's city is close to my heart. Boston, Massachusetts. One of our top cities. Shout out to the boys in Revere Atwood podcast. I am stumbling today. I'm sorry. I'm hungover. But you should love me more for it. Boston, man. I can't believe you've never been there, Shorty.
Yeah, it's one of the few cities. Like I said, dude, this is one of the few cities in the planet that I've never been to.
Oh, here's a fun fact.
Well, United States.
It was incorporated as a city on my birthday.
Really?
I mean, long before my birthday, but March 19th, 1822.
Neat.
That is neat. Makes me love it even more. Boston, you fucking rock. So, to the guys in Boston that are listening, I told, after Shorty heard the interview I did, he sent me ticket prices for flights to Boston. It was great. So, we're definitely going to plan that. And we also have to plan Philly.
Yeah.
Because Reba wants to go to Philly pretty bad. I want to go. All right, but anyways, a little info about Boston. Boston is the capital and most populous city of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in the United States and 21st most populous city in the United States. The city property covers 48.4 square miles with an estimated population of 692,600. Also makes it the most populated city in New England. Look, one of the best things about Boston is when I was up there, I spent damn near the whole time walking around getting motherfuckers to say, go fuck yourself. Because they say it beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. But
that's their curse word, huh?
Yeah.
Or their curse phrase.
yeah, it's kind of like calling somebody a cunt in Australia. Like, it's a term of endearment. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
But, so there's this thing called the Freedom Trail up there. Mm-hmm. It's like in downtown Boston, and it's a brick walkway through the city, and it's just like a bunch of historical shit. It was badass. It was the first time I had ever fucking smoked weed out of a gas mask, and it fucked me up so bad.
Oh, shit.
But the fucking cannolis in Boston... Oh, have you ever had a cannoli, Shorty?
I have had a cannoli.
They're delicious. They are made from the heavens. I'm pretty sure God himself just fucking nutted in a pastry and here's
goodness.
a cannoli. Like, yes, the blood of God, the cum of
Well,
God.
you can get me off that gay shit because I don't like cannolis.
I fucking love cannoli.
I'm not a fan.
The Wrigley Field, I believe that's what. No, it's Fenway. Wrigley's in Chicago. Fenway. I always mess up the fucking baseball field.
Sports and stuff.
That is one of the coolest stadiums I've ever been in.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they have this bar. It's kind of like on the outside of Fenway, but it's connected to the ballpark. Mm-hmm. And you walk in, and it's the outfield. There's a chain link wall inside of the bar, and it walks out directly onto the outfield.
Right.
So, like, you're sitting there eating, drinking, and you feel like you're right there in the game. Mm-hmm. You know, it's baseball. It's boring anyways, but... Now...
I've only been to one baseball game, and I had a fucking blast.
Well, yeah, they're fun, but the sport itself can be boring. Uh-huh. And I love playing baseball. So they have this restroom in this bar, right? And you have to walk up steps because it overlooks the whole bar, and it's the men's room. And you see
the fucking bathroom hangs over the fucking bar?
Well, yeah, like it's above.
That sounds unsanitary.
Not hangs over it, like it's like a half a story up.
Okay.
And it's got a line of windows, and you're like, what is that room right there? Until you go up to it and you realize it's the men's room, and this is how efficient these motherfuckers are. That line of windows is urinals, so you can fucking sit there and piss and watch the game. It's fucking epic. I was more excited that I got to fucking have my dick in my hand and look at everybody in the fucking room. That was great.
Fucking weird.
Like, you look up and you see somebody, like, just think, their dick is in their hands right now as they're looking at you.
I mean, all right.
Let's find some other interesting facts about Boston.
It is when Wonder Woman first came out of Themyscira. That was her home for a long time, was Boston.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Neat.
When she first came to the world of men. Dun, dun, dun.
Here's something I didn't know. Harvard's in Boston?
Dude, I told you, I don't know shit about Boston.
Well, let me just click this right here.
All right.
Got my handy dandy smartphone. It's really a phone of remedial intelligence because it's slow as fuck.
Yeah.
So it's not quite a fucking smartphone. Yes, Harvard is in Boston.
Neat.
And I believe MIT is also.
What is it? Somebody was like, how can a city full of such great colleges produce so many idiots?
Speaking of, here we go. Let's go back. Let's circle back to Ben Affleck. Got to show Ben Affleck some love, dude. One of my favorite movies with him in it is actually The Town, and it's about Boston. Have you seen that? They fucking rob banks and shit.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I have seen it, but it's been a while.
So just some more Ben Affleck love. I don't know what it is today. Like, him as Batman, it got my motors running. I was like, fuck, man. All the people that hate on him as Batman, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. But that's it for Boston today, because Shorty's never been.
Yeah, and I have nothing. I have nothing to add. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I mean, I'll go to Boston. We can redo this thing, and I'll fucking talk about it.
It's expensive up there, though.
Is it?
It is expensive. And they have great coffee.
Ooh.
Oh, no, you're not
All
a
the
big
coffee I
drinker.
cannot. All the coffee I won't drink.
What do you think your life would be like with more caffeine?
Probably hell.
Do you think your heart could even handle it?
Well, yeah, I could handle it.
With as much adrenaline as you have pumping through your body at any
Adrenaline
given
and
time.
caffeine are two different things.
Yeah, but they both get the heart going.
Right. And I don't need no more of that.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe it'll put me in overload and kill me.
No, we don't want that.
No.
All right, find a new co-host. That's no fun.
Somebody else to work the fucking computer. Ain't nobody else gonna do that.
Right.
Nah, I don't got shit, man. Fucking. I wish I have been to Boston. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of weird shit in there. Like, I always get told, like, a lot of major cities have, like, the weird shit in, like, people that don't, like, talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always the weird things inside of cities that nobody really, like, knows or does or whatever. That's the shit I fucking look for. Like, one of my friends had lived in Troy, Ohio for most of their lives. And we go up there and like, oh, we're going to get into some, like, we're going to go hiking on some of these nature trails that they got open. We're going to go see this museum. And I was like, let's go do something fucking weird. And they're like, there is nothing weird. Like, we've been to everything. I was like, bull fucking shit you have. So I fucking started looking around the interwebs and I found something they've never fucking seen before. We fucking go see it. And they were like, how has this been here the whole time? I was like, fuck, you guys haven't looked. Like, show me the weird shit. This is all I want to see.
Well, luckily we have some connects up there that might be able to show us some weird shit.
Good. That's all I want.
I say we go this summer.
Yeah, the guys at Atwood can fucking show us what's up.
Right.
We can do it.
All right, we're going to take a break.
All right.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little trending news.
Yay.
Yay. I got some funny stuff. Do you love podcasts? Of course you do. That's why you're here. But you know what's even better than listening to a podcast? Making your own. That's right, and Anchor makes it simple. I'm your favorite host, MC Tyler Havlin, and I'm telling you, go download the Anchor app today, Anchor FM. They have all the tools you need to get started today. And best part is, it's totally free. They push it out to all the major platforms like Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. So get started today, people. Go download the app, Anchor FM. I'll wait. Do it now. Look, Florida men are taking it to new heights. Or new woes, or whatever you want to call it. Because look, this one comes straight out of Florida.
Of course it does. It's fucking Florida.
3 people died, including a small child. That part's sad. That part's not funny. But the story overall is funny.
All right, well, give me fucking laughing, homie.
After a small aircraft collided with an SUV just outside an airport in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Yeah. A Florida man took a plane up and it's like, you know what? We ain't gonna fly this bitch. Let's just drive it on the road. Crash it. How unlucky do you have to be driving down the road and get hit by a motherfucking plane?
People are dead and you're laughing about it.
Somebody got hit by a plane in a car. That shit doesn't happen. It happened Monday. Like 2 weeks ago.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Dude, that's... like, that is some new lows for Florida man.
Yeah, especially the fucking height, the altitude.
Right.
Boo. God damn it, shorty.
So, yeah, well, you know. All right. So, we've been to the moon, right?
Have we?
I don't know. They say we have. I think we have. It's the fucking moon. Ain't nothing. So,
we as a society have been to the moon. Yes.
yeah, I ain't never been to the moon.
I thought you meant like our show has reached the moon, which
No.
is an option, which we haven't. But continue.
It needs to.
Maybe one day.
So the first humans walked on the moon in 1969. Will the
Right.
last humans be born on the moon in 2969? After we've totally screwed up our own planet. That's the thinking behind a new proposal from researchers at the University of Arizona, who are floating the idea of building a futuristic Noah's Ark style complex on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
The Ark would be an underground facility staffed by robots, powered by the sun, and stocked with loads of sperm, eggs, spores, and seed from the Earth. So basically, Arizona knows we're gonna fuck up the planet. It's gonna happen, right?
This is the University of Arizona.
I mean, I've never heard of them. Like, I don't know.
They're not gonna. No, fuck
I don't
that.
know what
It's
great
not-
work
it's not
they've
gonna
been
happen.
doing.
They can
It's
fuck
not
right off.
Harvard.
Yeah, it's not Harvard. It's not the University of Phoenix.
Like, who are they choosing? Like, you know what? We're gonna take your sperm, and your sperm, and your sperm. We're gonna send that shit to the moon to have babies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are they picking whose sperm? You think? What's the criteria to have your sperm sent to the moon?
Probably good genes.
I just bought new jeans yesterday. Actually.
Well, that's what I was getting to. You know, like whether they wear Bugle Boy or fucking Levi's. You know, like you gotta wear.
Boy.
Yeah, they gotta wear some of that fucking high dollar, fucking like really classy things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They probably base it off of intelligence and shit like that. So like all the fucking like all the really smart people are gonna get it. All the people who look really pretty are gonna get it.
So we ain't making it to the moon.
No, fuck no, we're not.
God damn it.
No, basically anybody who has like a long history of like no heart disease and no fucking Alzheimer's or anything, you know, if your family doesn't have any of this history, like they're gonna pick you and have you jizz in a cup and like be gone.
Moon babies. I want little Tyler moon babies though.
Yeah?
I don't want any more kids. I'm done on the kid front. But years from now, when I ain't gotta take care of them little fucking crotch gremlins,
I mean, you might be
Moon
able to fucking
babies.
sign a waiver and say, hey, like use my sperm for science.
right? But fuck, dude, I want moon babies. It's gotta be a thing. We've got to figure out how to have moon babies.
Just figure out a way to get on a fucking spaceship, get to the fucking moon, and fuck Reba.
fucking A.
Yeah.
Look, so
Or just jack off in a fucking spaceship, dude. That'd be kind of funny.
right.
Could you imagine flying around and your fucking sperm's floating around? That'd be terrible.
I wonder if how long
It's
it
like a
would
fucking
last.
snow globe.
Shake that bitch up. But Bugle Boys, man, like, do they still make Bugle Boy jeans?
Fuck, I don't know.
Cause you pulled that out right away. I was like, oh fuck, Bugle Boys. I ain't heard of that since I was like 8.
Yeah, word. Nobody hears of Jinkos anymore, but I'm fucking wearing them right now.
You have Jenkos and Bugle Boys. That's two different things. Bugle Boys was like,
Bugle Boy was like the, I don't know, preppy and jock style jeans. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would attribute it to them. Like, if you were one of the cool kids in school, like, you were wearing Bugle Boys. Now, if you were like the skater, fucking punk and stuff like that, you're wearing Jinkos. If you're like the goth kid, you're wearing trip pants. You know
what
what
are
I'm saying?
trip pants?
You don't know what fucking trip pants are?
No.
That shows me, dude. The fucking big, black, baggy, fucking big-ass pockets, chains and shit.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. I got like fucking 14 pair in my room.
Yeah, I know what trip pants are now. See, and when I was growing up, the Bugle Boys were worn by the kids that were robbing liquor stores with their dads. Or
So
they were
D-gens.
Yeah, D-gens.
Fucking D-gens from upcountry.
All right. So, you just bought a new car.
Yeah.
I just bought a new car.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you how this man from Texas bought a new car.
Oh, God.
A Texas man has been sentenced to 20 years in prison for bank robbery after using a borrowed dealership car to make a highly illegal withdrawal. So this dude went to is it BMW? I believe it was BMW. He went to a BMW dealership. Let me test drive a car. I'll go get the money out. I'll pay for it. I want to buy this car. So he takes this fucking car on test drive to a bank, robs the bank, and then goes back to the dealership and tries to buy the car with the money he just stole from the bank.
How did he steal the money? Like gunpoint and shit?
I guess. But
There's details of this story that I need.
The story doesn't have all the details.
Well, fuck.
I know his name, and I know his age. Eric Dion Warren, 50, previously pleaded guilty to the charge which stems from his attempt to buy a BMW on June 7th.
Jesus Christ.
Warren had committed to buy a car from a dealership in Lubbock at the time, and he borrowed a loaner car from the dealership so he could get the cash together, according to a statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Texas.
What an idiot.
Hey, man, I mean, fuck, what a better way, because it ain't your car yet.
I mean, there's tons of better ways to do it, but Jesus.
Look, if I'm robbing a bank, I'm getting a fucking class of kindergarten kids together. I'm strapping bombs to every one of them motherfuckers. I'm walking in the bank. I'm like, look, I got this class of kindergarten kids. There's bombs on them. You don't want these poor kids to blow up. Give me the fucking money. Don't call the cops. And if the cops come, they don't want them poor kids to blow up. I'm good. I'm golden. There is no flaws in this plan. I guess it kind of depends on the school that I take the kindergartners from. But
What does that have to do with anything? You're taking kids and blowing them the fuck up.
well, no, if all goes well, no kids are getting blown up.
You're going to have to blow up a kid, Tyler. That's how these things go. Haven't you seen a fucking bank heist movie? At least one person dies every bank heist.
It ain't gonna be me.
Exactly right. It's going to be a fucking kindergartner.
Just one or two of them. There's a whole class. There's 18 other fucking kindergartners.
Yeah, they're fucking replaceable.
Yeah, exactly. It only takes 5 years to make a kindergartner.
I'm glad you're not smart enough to fucking actually pull any of this off.
No, I don't know how to make a fucking bomb. So, any FBI listening, because we do got some Washington, D.C. listeners. That's one of our top cities, actually.
Oh, Jesus.
If you're listening, look, I don't have the smarts to build a bomb, and you have to realize that this is like 50% comedy and 50% of me trying to actually figure out a way to fucking rob a bank. Do I have the balls to rob a bank? Probably not. If that bank's guarded by snakes, it's good forever. I ain't going in that motherfucker.
You're just going to see a really weird policy that's going to have, like, banks are going to start, like, having pet snakes sitting in the lobby and shit.
Yeah, that'd be the last time I use banks. And
You just drive through ATMs.
Yep.
Robbing ATMs. Like, give me all your money.
And
Please insert debit card.
And that's what, like, dude, I'm kind of old school when it comes to banks, though. Like, I still enjoy the human interaction. I'll go into the bank when I don't have to just to withdraw money.
Sure.
I don't know why. Reba said that the other day. She's like, you're always going to the bank. Dude, the old ladies at the bank make you feel important. And they're sweethearts.
Yeah.
You walk in there, they're like, oh, Spencer. That's my first name, by the way. Don't get excited.
Is it really?
I'm not using like aliases and shit at the bank. And they always know my name. They always call me by my name. They always tell me how nice I look, even though I go in there in some sweatpants and a fucking old-ass hoodie, looking like a goddamn
They got some
bum.
old, like, granny pussy coming your way, dog.
Yeah. And I'm a one pussy man.
Word.
Unless the money's right. If there's money involved, it has to be a good amount.
Dude, I've offered to sell my ex-girlfriend for fucking money.
How
like-
much?
I think it was like $1 million. They were like, $1 million and I can fuck your girlfriend? I was like, yes, please, do it. Show me the money. Let's go. My ex-girlfriend get all fucking pissed off. I'm like, if somebody offers you $1 million to sleep with you and you don't take it, I'm going to be pissed.
Exactly.
And she's like, you wouldn't care if somebody slept with me for $1 million? I'm like, I would be upset that you didn't take the money.
We talked about this after you left last night, actually.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody shows up with $1 million and offers to fuck my girlfriend, I'll be like, yeah.
Let's pay off the fucking house.
Fucking do this shit, man. I got stuff I want to buy.
Exactly.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna share the money. Like,
I'm gonna share the money. You did the work. I'm gonna share the money. Don't worry.
Fucking, we can go out. We can do something pretty. I'll take you a night on the town. You know, whatever. Or you can take me. Whatever. It depends on who they're paying. Like, if they look at my girlfriend and say, "Hey, I'm gonna pay you," if they look at me and say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you $1 million for you to be okay to sleep with my girlfriend," I'm gonna take that $1 million and say, if she lets you," and I'm just gonna walk away. Like, I don't give a fuck.
That makes you a pimp at that point, right?
Does it really? Well, at that point, yeah.
I mean, you're selling your old lady's vagina.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm selling my consent. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling my consent for you to fuck her. You know? So,
would then said person have to pay your old lady too? Like, here, I paid your old man $1 million. I'll give you $20. Because that's probably
prostitution.
Oh. So,
I think the
it's still prostitution if they're paying you, because then that essentially makes you a pimp.
No. Because, like, I'm not a pimp, because, like, the pimp doesn't fuck the fucking prostitutes, does he?
I'm sure he does.
Oh, well, I would say, like, if you pay the woman, it's prostitution. If you pay the boyfriend for his consent to be okay with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I walked up to you and said, "Hey, I'm going to give you $300 to sleep with Reba," your chances...
$300 ain't enough.
I understand, but realistically, that's all I could offer you if I had it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give you $300 to sleep with Reba because I have no desire to sleep with Reba. But anyway, like, that's the thing. Like, if I was like, "Hey, I want to sleep with Reba," and you say, "Go fuck yourself," and I say, "Hey, here's $300," and you say, "Okay," and then I convince Reba to sleep with me, then I'm buying your consent. I'm not buying her pussy. I'm buying your consent.
So, have we found a loophole?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
Prostitution's not legal. I mean, consent is not legal.
Oh, that took a weird turn. Reba, I know you're listening. I'm sorry, hon.
Don't worry. I'm not paying nobody no money. I gotta talk to you as soon as we hit pause.
It'll take a lot more than $300, babe. We're going to take a break. We'll be back.
This episode is brought to you by the Weather Channel app. Did you know the app can help you forecast more than just the weather? With allergy tracking and flu risk mapping. So you know when to stay inside and load up on podcast. As well as air quality and UV indexing. So you know when to get outside, load up on sunscreen and podcast. Forecast more of what you love with the Weather Channel app.
And in honor of, my birthday weekend, today's going to be a fairly short episode because I got more birthday shit to do.
Hey, birthday shit. You celebrate you celebrate the weekend, like, dude, the whole fucking thing.
I have to, man, with kids and shit. It's like, I deserve a goddamn weekend. So, like, Friday, what did we do Friday? Friday, we went out to eat at a fairly nice restaurant. Mm-hmm. My girlfriend got hit on by the owner of the restaurant. It was awesome. And then we went to a comedy show where I'm going to be performing on April 9th, people.
Oh, boy.
So if you want to come and you're local, hit us up on the fan page or on Twitter or something, and I'll give you the details. So that's what we did Friday. Yesterday, watched Snyder Cut. That was one of the best birthday presents I could have gotten. Thank you, Zack Snyder. And then we had to get together at my house. And then today, I get to record one of my funnest things. We get to make y'all laugh or cringe or whatever. Just be a part of your day. And now I'm going to go to the casino after this.
All right.
But we're going to jump into Shorty's pool here. Brought to you by Comics to Games still?
Yep. Comics to Games.
Comics
always.
to Games.
That's where I buy all my stuff.
Florence, Kentucky.
Yep. Majority of my comic book collection comes from Comics to Games. But this is Identity Crisis. This is a story, Justice League story that came out back in 2004, 2005. Brad Meltzer does a wonderful job writing this, and Rags Morales does a wonderful job drawing it, dude. And like the cover that I showed you, that's Tim Turner. Like, this is just absolutely stunning.
Yes, it really is. It's a beautiful cover.
I'll post pictures of it on the Facebook, and Ty will post it on Instagram and everything else. But Michael Turner, dude, every time he does something, I love it. I absolutely adore it. But anyway, this story pretty closely follows Green Arrow and Elongated Man and a couple other people. Ray Palmer, the Atom, and it even has Mr. Miracle in it and a few other weird Justice League members that you're not used to seeing. But anyway, there has been a murder of somebody in the Justice League or somebody closely tied to the Justice League. And Green Arrow, Ray Palmer, Batman, and The Flash, and a couple other guys are out searching for who did it. And or necessarily who caused what to happen. And like it's a huge betrayal of trust and stuff like that. Everybody's kind of left their heartbroken. There's some really incredible scenes in here. Seeing Batman have to do, like, everybody knows Batman as being like the strong brute and stuff like that, and very often being very cold and calculating. You know, whenever we think of Batman, you think, you know, the guy who could take down the Justice League if he had to and stuff like that. But like, there's a bit in here where Tim Drake, the third Robin, his father passes away, and Tim Drake is the one who finds him. And of course, he's already working for Batman, and Batman is like, he finds out about it and has to rush to Tim Drake's home before Tim Drake sees his dad. And sure enough, like, he's too late. Like, Tim Drake has already found his dad dead or whatever. And this is the third time. Like, there's a scene in here where it shows, you know, Bruce Wayne standing at his family plot when his parents died. It shows Bruce Wayne standing with Dick Grayson, you know, after his parents have passed away. And then he's now standing with Tim Drake, you know, when his father passed away. Like, it just, you can see the stages of what does this. And, like, you know, Batman even says one time in here that he is terrified of Tim becoming like him. Like, whenever, there's several parts, not just in this story, but other stories or whatever, where Batman consistently says, like, I don't want my sidekicks, my Robins, to be like me. That's why they're training with me now. You know, when Dick Grayson's parents died, he took in Dick to help him get over his parents and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, go ahead. But it's a really cool story, and like, it's one of the best things that one of my favorite stories that Green Arrow's been in, because he's kind of overstepping above and beyond of what he normally does. Like, you know, Green Arrow, a lot of the times we all think of comedic relief and kind of like the jokester and whatnot, which, don't get me wrong, he kind of is. He plays that comedy aspect a lot, but he's kind of forefront of this detective line of work, trying to find out who killed who and what. Mainly because I don't want to give a lot away to the story, because I want people to read it. It's one that I will leave silent, because if I talk about it, I'm going to give shit away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I really don't want to do that. But this is hands down one of my favorite stories. It's why I own this big ass collector's edition, and I own these in comic book form as well. Like, I don't do that with very many issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, I own just the comic books. I never buy the big graphic novel. No, this is the big fucking collector's edition. I had to have this. Mainly because they had Michael Turner do the cover.
It is a dope cover.
And again, like, dude, I will praise Michael Turner to the day I fucking die. But no, this story is really cool. It shows a lot of dualities, like people getting, like, the Justice League getting into a fight and like almost seem like they're breaking up because of this death and the death of the superheroes family. You know what I'm saying? Because like Batman's initiative to keep everybody secret identity kind of to themselves and whatnot kind of fails, and like, whatever, no big deal. Well, it gets out, and Batman's whole reasoning for that is I don't want our families to be compromised. Well, nobody else takes it as seriously as he does, and people start dying, and that's a problem. And like, Batman again, like, reiterates, like, this is why I said this, you know, this is why we did this. And everybody's feeling gets hurt. You know, Wonder Woman is like, you know, like, I can't believe, like, because her biggest thing is like always trust. Like, you know, you should trust your team. If you don't, there's nothing, like, we're not really a team, and that's like that. Superman's the same way. The Flash, he's always pretty open and whatnot. But like, Batman and Hawkman specifically, like, those two are like, yeah, we're gonna keep to our fucking selves. We're not gonna do this shit. And I mean, it's a really good story, man. If you want to read, it's a murder mystery, really is what this is. If you dig that kind of thing, if you want to read a murder mystery, if you want to see characters that don't get the limelight a lot, Ray Palmer, the Atom, Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, Mr. Miracle, even Martian Manhunter and several other guys, they're in this book. They have some major roles to play. It's really good. I would highly suggest it for anybody who wants to read it.
That's Identity Crisis, people.
Yep, Identity Crisis. And this right here is the absolute collection. So it tells you how it was made and stuff like that.
And I'm gonna post a picture of that on the platforms.
Yep.
That was good. But
yeah, it's one of my favorite ones. And it's not a super long story. I think it was only like 10 or so issues. So like it's really hard for me to talk about this story without giving anything away.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's so good.
So, shout out to today's outer idiot of the day. Dude, it's me today. It's me.
But you're the inner idiot.
Yeah, and the outer today. Look, it's my birthday weekend, okay? I'm allowed to do this.
Fucking Twilight Zone shit.
We're just going to incept the fuck out of this, all right?
Incept the fuck.
That's all we got today, people.
That's it.
So in the meantime,
In betweens time.
remember, fellas, if God didn't want us kissing pussy, he wouldn't have given it lips. Cue the music. Run it.
It's stupid.